speaker is Ellie Terry. She is 188 centimeters tall. She recently got married in a geodesic dome. She was an extra in a Beyonce music video. Ellie.
Ready? Hi, I'm Ellie, and I work as a math teacher at a public high school in Brooklyn. For half of my day, I serve as a college advisor, and I see the standards of mathematical practice that we work on in math class come alive during the college process. When I'm working with my students on the long, real-world problem of college admissions, it makes it evident that they need to develop problem-solving strategies in the classroom to latch onto in order to take ownership of their futures and make informed decisions. In this presentation, I put a stamp on each slide indicating the SMP that I believe applies most to what I am discussing, but we all know that they are not mutually exclusive. My students use the skills they develop through the SMPs not only on their college applications, but also in athletics, school politics, and other extracurriculars. But I'm not a coach, and I'm not a play director. I'm a math teacher and a college advisor, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. In the college office, students make sense of the problems of researching, applying to, and enrolling in schools, and are motivated to persevere in solving them. They ask questions such as these listed here. I see the exact same students in the college office as I do in the math classroom, and they ask similar questions in order to make sense of the problem. And my students connect the vocabulary of college admissions to their prior knowledge of averages and percentiles. They consider the analogous problem they faced in 8th grade when all New York City public school students go through an arduous high school application process. And as time passes, they monitor and evaluate their progress and change course if necessary. Maybe their SAT scores went up, maybe they didn't. So they have to alter the list of schools to which they are applying. While making sense of the problem, they're also forced to critique the reasoning of others. Adults in their life will give them unsolicited advice, such as study engineering, you're guaranteed a job. And the students have to decide what to listen to and what to put aside. And on the following 3 slides, I'll show you some of the mathematical models that my students have generated and applied in their college research. This student used a Venn diagram to compare the New York State schools to see which ones have both of their majors of interest, business and engineering. And in my office in Brooklyn, students will assert that they're willing to go to college in Albany, 3 hours away, but going out of the state is way too far. So using locus, they're able to see the flaw in their arbitrary boundaries. And my 17-year-old students are eager to make a plan, but are easily confused by the vocabulary and the timing of associates, bachelor's, master's, postgraduate. And the visual of a number line has helped them to see the various paths more clearly. And throughout the process, we ask the students to assert themselves as individuals worthy of attention. They must construct a viable argument when asking a teacher to write them a recommendation or when writing a supplemental essay. And in this process, it's important that they attend to precision in their language. Every year, one of my students confuses the university at Buffalo and Buffalo State College in one of their essays and doesn't realize their mistake until after they have pressed submit. And in the spring of their senior year, they have a couple of weeks or maybe even just days to celebrate their acceptances before facing the reality of costs. And each financial aid letter looks different, making it difficult to interpret and compare and contrast. Looking closely at the financial aid letter, students must reason abstractly and quantitatively. The value of a scholarship and a loan are both monetary values in abstract, but mean really different things in context. In order to compare financial aid packages, my students use the tool of Excel strategically. This technology enables them to visualize the results of varying assumptions and explore consequences before committing to a school. And then when they transition from a one-building urban high school to a college campus, they're forced to look for and make use of structure. They must understand the structure, define the office hours of their professors, take advantage of the library and other resources to make the structure work for them. And then as their advisor, I look for and express regularity in reasoning. I take qualitative and quantitative data regarding the admissions decisions and look for trends and general methods to better advise the next class. In my experience, the standards of mathematical practice give our students access both to higher level of mathematical understanding and to higher education. That's it.